Hi beautiful people, my name is Amanda and my goal is to kind of try and help educate people more about the animals that they may have or may want to get. So recently I decided that I wanted to get a hamster, and after doing a lot of research I found out that not many people may know what it actually takes to own and house a hamster. So in this video I kind of just want to go over like some important things that you need to know before considering getting one. So firstly is the size of the enclosure, the size of the wheel. A lot of people think that those little KT critter trail type enclosures are just fine for any hamster because it said so on the box, and like I understand that it's confusing considering it's sold at most pet stores that have hamster enclosures, and a lot of the people at said pet stores definitely recommend getting these, but they're way too small for any hamster and mouse even. They're just not good because not only is it really hard to clean because you have to take apart the whole thing at least once a week because they're so small, so they get dirty really fast, but also hamsters are burrowing creatures, so they need at least 4 to 6 inches of bedding for them to burrow in, and with critter trails and stuff like that they just can't do that because there's not even space to put hardly an inch of bedding in it. And also they need roughly around 400 square feet, 450 square feet of unbroken floor. And with those critter trails, it's just not enough. Honestly, the bigger the better with these creatures. So I just made an enclosure that's about 750 for the Syrian that I'm gonna get, and that's just close to the bare minimum for a Syrian. Another very important thing that can't really be done in these small enclosures is the wheels need to be bigger than what is provided in most of them. For example, I'm going to be getting a Syrian, so I need about a 10 to 12 inch diameter wheel, not the about 6 or less inches I want to say that these critter trails provide. Again, the bigger the better. For like Roboroskis and other smaller like dwarf hamsters, you don't need a 10-inch wheel. Because if you get too big of a wheel, they could also end up injuring themselves. So a really good thing to make sure you watch out for is if their back curves or not, because that can cause some serious injury for their back long term, and their spine just isn't meant to curve like this or like that on a wheel. So if you do have a big enough enclosure, a common misconception is that you need to clean these enclosures every single day or at least once a week, and that's not true. If you spot clean and it's not too small of an enclosure, you only have to fully clean the enclosure, like take out all the bedding and wipe everything down about once a month, and then clean a bit more maybe once a week, just like making sure there isn't like anything gross on the wheels or on any platforms that you may have and all of that. One other thing is the bedding. So I personally recommend using, and most people do, is using either paper, unscented, and as dust free as you can get for the bedding, or I think aspen and cedar and pine just are not good. They can have, I think, toxins in them that can cause respiratory infections and stuff like that, so make sure you're getting the right bedding too. Again, if you're cleaning the enclosure when it's recommended, like once a month fully cleaning, you won't need to buy as much bedding as people might think, so there's also that. Alright, so this was just a short little video on like some basic things that you do need for a hamster that might be confusing for people that are going to maybe like Petco or something who don't necessarily fully understand what is required for a hamster, and that's not really their fault, but just make sure that you do as much research as you can for any animal that you want to get, honestly. I don't have all the facts, obviously, and I recommend my cat's attacking my bed. Aiden? No? Anyways, I recommend go checking out some other YouTube channels that are specifically for hamsters. I know Munchie's Place is where I got a lot of my information, so I'm going to put a link to her channel in there because she is amazing. And again, not everyone has all the facts, so still do as much research as you can outside of other YouTube channels. And I'll see you next time. Someday I will be less awkward with this, I promise.